Taliban commander has told Sky News that the group is, for the first time, plotting to attack Westerners in Britain and the rest of Europe.
In a rare interview, he insisted the militants had stockpiles of weapons and would never give up exacting revenge on what he called the foreign invaders. And he confirmed many of them are taking refuge inside Pakistan, helped by locals sympathetic to the cause.
Sky's Asia correspondent Alex Crawford and her cameraman Phil Hooper travelled to the dangerous Pakistani border region to bring you this exclusive report.
Rare Taliban video. The militants are in no mood to compromise and believe they have British troops in South Afghanistan on the run. They have the weaponry and the skills to survive in this rugged terrain. Through a Taliban contact, we're taken to a secret location on the Pakistani border to meet one of the militant commanders. Mullah Muhammad Amin's a wanted man, leading, he says, a Taliban guerrilla force in attacks against the British in Helmand. There's little independent proof, but his hatred of the West is undeniable, and his warnings chilling.
دغه پدې باندې هیڅ کار درلودل نه دی غیر نه حق پر موږ باندې تعرض وکړي او ورته دا زموږ د پاره ټکی ځکه چې اوس دغه حکومت چې راوستل دي د دې عوام راوستل دي د عوام په اجازه مشترک غلي دي زموږ نر شدي کشنیان ماشومان لویان سپیژري دایره شیدان کړي د دې په اجازه باندې د حکومت ولې د دې مخنیوي نه کوي که برتانیا ده که امریکا ده نو موږ هم دغه څه دغه پرکو چې څنګه دا خو د دې په کومک باندې راغلي دي د دې په تایید باندې راغلي دي نو د دې زموږ دشمنان کې کښنه دي کښنه زموږ دشمن دي کې شته د شته زموږ دشمن دي کې سپیژر دي سپیژر زموږ دشمن دي ځکه موږ دغه سره شیدا کړی دي موږ به دغه پر دې باندې بیا دغه خپل خلک جوړو او موږ به پر خاندو لکه دې چې پر موږ جوړول دي او دې پر موږ کندلي
Allahu Akbar!
This Taliban footage is designed to scare and intimidate, but also rally others to the cause. The Taliban commander we spoke to described a loose alliance with Al-Qaeda fighters. He said they'd learned from the Iraq insurgency, even adopted similar tactics.
او زموږ بریدونه باندې زیات وي همیشه د پاره پر لارو پر دغه باندې بینونه ورته ایږدو دغه ورته ایږدو رموټ ورته ایږدو فدایي حملې استشهادي حمله ده دې ته ویل کېږي.
He spoke of having stockpiles of weapons and of making their own. One, which is 3/4 finished, will be able to hit NATO jets at 16,000 meters, he said. Look at this street in the Pakistani city of Quetta, dubbed Terrorist Central by some. It's thronging with Taliban, not just with their trademark black turbans, but wearing white turbans too. And that's the problem for the Pakistanis, identifying the militants. There's huge support for the Taliban here, and President Musharraf's not alone in believing they're much more dangerous than Al-Qaeda. These are fertile grounds for Taliban recruiters, a place they say they've no trouble finding volunteers to wage jihadi war against British troops across the border in South Afghanistan. And these children are very likely the next generation of fighters. It's difficult to film here. The sprawling refugee camps inside Pakistan are viewed by NATO as sanctuaries for Taliban militants, and the authorities don't want us here. Mohammed Nabi's been here for 23 years. 6 of his 9 children were born here, but they dream of returning to an Afghanistan where the Taliban are in charge once more. He's nervous talking and refuses to say if Taliban militants are helped here. You will leave, but I'm in a very sensitive situation here, he says. They'll beat me and harass me when you've gone. The interview winds up. We've been followed by Pakistani government spies, and he knows he said too much already. Not far from the refugee camp is Pakistan's most infamous madrasa, nicknamed the University of Jihad by its critics, where the head cleric knows and respects Osama bin Laden and where suicide bombing is defended. This is the top madrasa in the country, the Eton or Oxford of religious education. Most of the Taliban leadership got their education here, and the star pupil was Mullah Omar himself. Here, religion and politics are one. It's the head cleric here, seen holding a Kalashnikov in one hand and the Quran in the other. But he feels the madrasas had a bad press. Western journalists are viewed as propaganda tools for the Americans. The militants are defending themselves, and the Taliban leaders are heroes. Pakistan's long been accused of not doing enough to rout its borders of Taliban militants. This is what it's up against. In this war there's no age limit, and the fight is to the death. The recent Pakistani truce with the Taliban in the tribal areas is being seen as a surrender in some circles. It's where Osama and Mullah Omar are meant to be hiding, but is an area where even the Pakistani military go with caution. The fear is the truce will embolden others and encourage the ever more youthful to take up arms. Alex Crawford, Sky News on the Pakistani border.